After a busy and eventful summer, we are down to the last 2 games and the final 3 teams. Limerick are through to the All-Ireland final for the first time since 2007, and it is all reflected in this week's power rankings. 1. Limerick. What other team could we put at the top? Only Limerick, who have reached the All-Ireland final for the first time since 2007. The Treaty men produced a fantastic display against Cork in a pulsating, energy-sapping semi-final and came out eventual winners on a scoreline of 3-32 to 2-31 after extra time. It was their substitutions that really made the difference, with Shane Dowling and Pat Ryan getting the latter goals that sealed the win. They now await the winners of the semi-final replay between Galway and Clare. John Keeley and Shane Dowling played down any hype after the game as they looked to focus completely on August 19th and the Liam McCarthy Cup. 2. Galway. The All-Ireland champions are one step away from another final, but to get there, they must overcome Clare, and they might have to do so without their talismanic defender, Gearoid McInerney, who was injured in the drawn game last Saturday. Galway may be annoyed at how they left Clare back in the game, having led by 9 points in the early stages. But they were not equipped to deal with Clare's sweeper, Colm Galvin, when he dropped back and cut out their scoring threat. Joe Canning and Adrian Toohey were almost removed through injury, but it looks as though the duo will be fit to start. Whether they have already let their opportunity slip remains to be seen, but we saw how they overcame Kilkenny in the Leinster final replay after a less than impressive drawn game. 3. Clare. Huge credit must go to Clare for the way they remained calm and battled back against Galway. Colm Galvin was instrumental in that comeback in his sweeper role, but John Conlon also stood up when they needed him in the second half, scoring 4 points. Jason McCarthy will get many plaudits for his point to bring the game to a replay, but Peter Duggan was the star of the show for the banner, scoring 0-14, including this outstanding effort. Peter Duggan with a lovely skillful point. Pic.twitter.com/gum for Yoiju, the GAA, at official GA, July 28, 2018. Their substitutes proved to be the difference for them in the end, with Aaron Shanager, Ian Galvin, David Fitzgerald and Jason McCarthy all making a crucial impact, and this may be an area where they have an advantage over Galway, especially given their injury list. 4. Cork. It's a difficult loss for Cork to swallow. They were 6 points up with 6 minutes to go, yet they allowed Limerick to claw their way back into the game to force extra time. Whether they ran out of steam or out of concentration remains to be seen, but former selector, Diarmuid O'Sullivan, had some choice words for supporters who called their team butlers, but they are still a young and talented side, and John Myler will pick them up to go again in 2019. They played sublime hurling at times, with Dara Fitzgibbon, Conor Lehane, Daniel Carney and Seamus Harnedy all impressing, and the outcome could have been a lot different had Nicky Quaid not got a vital interception to Harnedy's attempt on goal. 5. Kilkenny. It was not the championship Brian Cody would have hoped for, to exit the competition at the quarter-final stage at the hands of Limerick. Got off to the best possible start, winning the Allianz League competition before progressing to the Leinster final. And they pushed Galway to their limit in that drawn-in replay game. But this is not the Kilkenny team of old, and as much as people don't like the phrase, they are a team in transition. They have yet to perfect the blend of youth and experience, but if they manage that, they will be a serious threat in 2019. 6. Wexford. Like Kilkenny, Wexford would have felt as though they should have progressed further than the quarter-final stage in 2018, but Davy Fitzgerald's men just don't look like the complete package or the force they were 2 years ago. Nevertheless, they have a young panel, many of whom are contesting the All-Ireland U21 semi-final against Cork in a week's time, so they have plenty of talent still coming through. The young players like Damien Reck and Rory O'Connor will learn from this experience, and if they keep Fitzgerald at the helm, they will come back stronger next year. 7. Tipperary. It was a far from ideal championship for Tipperary. Just as in 2017, their poor performance and subsequent loss in the league final seemed to throw them, and they could not fully recover. They did show their heart and commitment to come from behind to level with both Cork and Waterford, and they looked to be back on form in the game against Clare. Alas, the effort of having to play 4 high-intensity games in 4 weeks caught up on them, and they ran out of steam at the end of that game. They too have a team in the All-Ireland U21 semi-final, while their minors were marginally beaten by Kilkenny in the minor semi-final last Sunday, so the future is far from dismal for the Premier County. 8. Waterford. It's hard to know what to expect from Waterford in 2019 with the heavy loss of Derek McGrath and the news that Pat Ryan is no longer set to take over. What remains, however, is the serious talent within the squad and their exemplary dedication to the cause. The new manager will have to stamp his one authority in the camp, and if the team buy into the new regime, they will be back with a bang in 2019. Tickets are on sale for the 148th Open at Royal Portrush, Northern Ireland, with members of the One Club guaranteed first access to tickets. Join today and purchase your tickets. Get even closer to the Open. Join the One Club today.